going to look at a guard let statement, and I'm going to do that within a function. So we're going to create a function called is valid name. Oops. And we're going to have a name passed in, which is going to be of type string. We're going to set that to an optional value, and then we're going to check for that optional value to see whether or not it is nil or not. So as a default, we're just going to say return true. So we're going to say it is a true, or it is a name. It is a valid name. But then what we can do with the guard let statement is we can say guard let valid name equal name, else return false. So all this is saying is if it's not able to set name to valid name, then it's going to return false because it's nil. Now, Swift has a better way of doing this, which is just saying name is not equal to nil. So we can actually do that. So we can say if this name is not equal to nil, then continue down the program. So it will skip all the stuff that's within this else and go down here. So then let's actually test this function because the guard let statements are a little bit confusing. So let's create, or let's call this function let name or is name equal is valid name. Let's try passing in nil. So in the case that the name is equal to nil, we're then printing this value, we should get a false, right? Okay, there we go. So right here, it's checking is the name not equal to nil? And well, it is equal to nil. So as a byproduct of it being equal to nil, it's returning the false. Now, if we give it literally anything else for this, or it would have to be a string. If we give it any string, then it will return true. So we can just say like Eric, oops, I think that's how you spell Eric. And you can run this program again, and it will print true, right? Because this is a valid name.